I will proceed to concavity. So we are to use differentiation, the concept of differentiation to determine the concavity of a given function. So pag sinabi natin concavity, we need to determine if at a specific point of the curve or the function, is it concave downward, or the curve opens downward, or if the curve opens upward. So here we are to introduce the second derivative test. So for example, for a given function, we have y prime. Y prime describe the slope of the function. While we have y double prime, all we have to do is perform differentiation for the second time. So y prime is basically equal to the rate of change of the slope. Okay, so y prime, the first derivative, that is the slope. Y double prime, this is the second derivative, that is the rate of change of the slope. So let us describe the behavior of a function based on these two, the first derivative and the second derivative. So for example, if we have a y prime, and if we are to take y double prime, and for example, the equivalent of y double prime will be a positive value, it only means that y prime is increasing. Okay, so y prime is increasing if we have a positive y double prime or positive second derivative. Okay, so vice versa, if we have y prime, then taking the second derivative y double prime, and the equivalent of this second derivative is negative, this y prime is, we have its value as decreasing. Okay? So, increasing y prime, if we have a positive y double prime, then we have y prime decreasing if we have a negative equivalent of the second derivative. Now, let us observe the critical points based on the second derivative test. So, if we say critical points, again, last time, if you say critical points, is either maximum or minimum. If we have a value, y double prime to be a negative, this is supposedly a maximum, or a maximum point. Then we have, if we have a positive y double prime, okay, we have that critical point as a minimum point. Okay, so we have negative y double prime, that critical point is maximum point, and if we have a positive y double prime, that critical point is a minimum point. So in general, is we have, for example, if we have y double prime is equal to 0, so take note para masabi siya na critical point, y double prime should be greater than or should be less than 0. It should be a negative value or a positive value. So paano naman kapag yung y double prime is equal to 0? So in general, if y double prime is equal to 0, okay, that point is called as the point of, this is called the point of inflection. So this is a point on the curve wherein y double prime is equal to 0. So how do we describe y at the point of inflection? So for example, we have this curve. Okay, so let's say this is again point B as the maximum point. Let's say point D as the minimum point. As you can see, we have at point B, that is a curve that opens downward or concave downward. We have point D, that is at the minimum point wherein the curve opens upward. So we have a certain point here wherein the concavity changes from downward to upward. So at this point, okay, we have y double prime is equal to 0. So ito yung tinatawag natin na the point of inflection. For the cases that y prime is equal to 0 and y double prime is also equal to 0, we have this tangent line magkakaroon tayo dyan ng tangent line na horizontal. So for the cases that if that point is at y prime is equal to 0 and y double prime is also equal to 0, if we are to draw a tangent line at that point, that is supposedly a horizontal tangent line. But for this case, if we have only y double prime equal to 0, that tangent line is not horizontal. So let's have an example applying the second derivative test. Okay, so let us use the same example from the previous discussion, but this time we'll be using the second derivative test. So we have y is equal to 1/3 x cubed minus 1/2 x squared minus 2x plus 2. So the same requirement, we are to determine the critical points and we are to identify whether that point is a maximum point or a minimum point using the second derivative test. So again, first derivative, we have y prime is equal to, that is 3/3 of x squared minus 2/2 of x minus 2. So we have y prime is not equal to, this is the same as x squared minus x minus 2. So we have at critical points, critical points is either maximum or minimum. The value of the slope is equal to 0. Y prime is equal to 0. So again, we are to set y prime is now equal to 0. So we have, this is 0 is now equal to x squared minus x. Okay, minus x minus 2. So this is 0. Then the factors, this is the same as x minus 2. Then x plus. Okay, x plus 1. So again, we have to determine the roots. This is x minus equal to 0. We have x is equal to positive 2. Okay, 1. Abscissa of the either maximum or minimum. We have x plus 1 equal to 0. This is x is equal to negative 1. So we have to use this 2 points again. We have x is equal to negative 1. Let us determine the value of y. So we have y is equal to, this is 1/3 of negative 1 cubed minus 1/2 of negative 1 squared, minus twice of negative 1, plus 2. So we have y is equal to negative 1/3. This is minus 1/2. We have negative 2 times 1 is positive 2 plus 2 is, we have, this is now 4. So we have y is equal to, again I'll be using 6. So we have, this is negative 2, 6 divided by 2 is negative 3 plus, this is 6 times 4 equal to 24. So this negative 5 plus 24, y is equal to, positive. This is positive 19/6. So we have one of the point, negative 1, 19/6. If the other value of x, ito yun, that is we have y is now equal to, this is at x is equal to positive 2. So this is, substituting x in the function, we have 1/3 of 2 cubed minus 1/2 of 2 squared minus twice of 2 plus 2. So we have the equivalent of y is now equal to, this is 8/3 minus, we have 4/2, and 4/2 is the same as, 2, negative 2 times 2 is negative 4 plus 2. We have now the value of y, this is the same as 8/3 equal to minus 4. So we have the value of y, this is over 3, 8 minus 3 times 4 is 12. We have the value of y, 8 minus 12 is negative 4/3. We have the other point is 2, negative 4/3. So, for example, we are to perform the second derivative test. So what is the value of our first derivative? Or the equivalent of the first derivative, y prime is x squared minus x minus 2. Alright, so we have y prime is equal to x squared minus x minus 2. We are to apply, or we are now to perform differentiation for the second time. We have, this is now y double prime is equal to 2x minus 2x minus 1. So let us first use this first critical point. For example, hindi natin alam kung maximum minimum yan. Okay? So we have at x, or that is at x equal to negative 1, 19 over 6. So we are using x equal to negative 1 to determine whether it is a minimum or maximum. So we have y double prime is now equal to twice of negative. This is negative 1 minus 1. So obviously this is y double prime is equal to negative, total is negative 1 is negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. So ano yung sabi natin if we have the equivalent value, if the value of y double prime is negative, it is negative 3. So if we have a negative y double prime, the point, negative 1, 19 over 6 is a maximum point. So using this second derivative test, if we have a negative y double prime, that critical point is a maximum point. Okay, so let's consider the other point. We have the other point. This is at 2, negative 4 over 3. We are using x is equal to positive 2. So from the second derivative, we have y double prime is equal to 2x minus 2x minus 1. So we have y double prime is now equal to twice of 2 minus 1. Obviously, we have y double prime is now equal to positive. This is positive 3. So which means, so sabi natin, if we have a positive value of y double prime, we have the point 2, negative 4 over 3 is a, this is a minimum point. What about if we are to determine the point of inflection? So, paano kung gusto natin kunin yung coordinate ng point of inflection? Last time sabi natin, so if we are to determine the point of inflection, sabi natin dito is we have y double prime should be equal to 0. So you have the equation of y double prime is equal to 2x minus 1. All you have to do is set this one to 0. So this is 0 equal to 2x minus 1. 2x equal to 1, dividing both sides of the equation by 2, we have x is 1 half. Then balikan lang natin yung original equation. That is, we have y is equal to 1 over 3 x raised to 3 minus 1 half x squared minus 2x plus 2. So we have y is now equal to 1 over 3. This is multiplied by 1 over 2 cubed minus 1 half times 1 half squared minus twice of 1 half plus plus 2. So we have the value of y is equal to, this is the same as 1 over 8 times 1/3 is 1 over 24 minus 1/4 times 2 is 1 over 8. Then this is minus 1 plus 2. We have y is equal to 1 over 24 minus 1 over 8 plus 1. We have common denominator. Let's say I'll be using 24. 24, this is 1 minus 3 plus 24. We'll be having the value of y. This is 24 plus 3, minus 3 is 21 plus 2. We have this is 22 over 24, or the value of y is the same as 11 over, I think it's 11 over 12. So we have the coordinate. The coordinate of the point of inflection is at 1/2 11 over 12. Okay, so dyan makikita yung point of inflection. Okay, so kung ipaplot natin yung graph ng curve na to, this is the coordinate negative 1, 19 over 6. So approximately is 3.167. Ito naman yung coordinate ng minimum point natin kanina. That is, I think, 2, negative. Ano yung partner nito kanina? Negative 4 over 3. So it's 1.333, I think. Tapos yung point of inflection natin, this is at okay, if you are to draw a tangent line, that is the point wherein the concavity changes from downward to upward. And the coordinate of this point is at 1/2 11 over 12. So parang by approximation, parang ganito yung appearance ng curve. So maximum point, minimum point, and the point of inflection. Alright, that's our first example for the second derivative. Alright, so let's have another example. For example, we have a curve y is equal to ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d passes through the point -1, -1 with 1, 3 as the point of inflection with an inflectional tangent 4x minus y is equal to 1. So for example, di pa natin alam yung itsura ng curve since we don't know these values. Okay, a, b, c, d. For example, we have this is that function and we are to draw a tangent line. This is the ito yung tinatawag natin na inflectional tangent. That is the, okay, yung equation of line na to, supposedly, ito yun, inflectional tangent. So we are required to determine what is the actual values of A, B, C, and D, and what is the actual equation of the given curve. So kapag nagsusolve tayo ng mga ganito at given yung mga points, all you have to do is substitute those points. Kasi sabi niya, passes through the point. So these points, -1, -3, and 1, 3 are parts of this given curve. So we have, let's say this is at the point -1, -1. So for x and y, all we have to do is substitute those value. So this is -1 equal to a. So x and y, this is also -1 cubed plus, we have b times -1 squared plus, we have that is c times -1 plus d. So simplifying, we have this -1 cubed is negative plus b squared, -1 squared is b positive 1 Then this is minus C plus D. So this will be the first equation substituting one point of the curve. Okay, the other point, that is, we have at the point 1, 1, 3. So we have to substitute a value of x is equal to 1 and a value of y equal to positive 3. So this is, for the value of y is 3, equal to sa a times 1 cubed plus, and this is b times 1 squared plus c times 1, then plus d. If the equivalent now is 3 equal to a plus b plus c plus I plus d. That will be the second equation. Okay, coming from this, another point of the curve. Okay, maybe we can eliminate two unknowns using these first two equation. So, pwede kong gawin dito, we have, this is negative 1 equal to negative a plus plus b minus c plus d. I'll be performing elimination. So let's say this is 3 equal to a plus b plus c plus d. Okay, ang gagawin ko will be equation 1 minus equation 2. So tingnan natin kung ano yung magiging result. So equation number 1 less equation number 2. So negative 1 minus 3 is negative 4 is not equal to, this is negative a minus a is negative 2a, b minus b, will be cancelled. Then we have negative c minus c, this is minus 2c, then d minus b will be also eliminated. So we have the, as you can see, we have negative 4 is equal to negative 2a minus 2c. So divisible by negative 2. So this is negative 4 over negative 2. That is the same as positive 2 equal to, or we have a minus c. Or we can have the value of c, or we can have, it's the same as a, it will be a plus c. A plus c na siya, di ba? So all terms will be positive. So we can have the equivalent of c, para mas simple siguro, 2 minus a. Para unahin natin kunin yung value ng a. So that will be the equations using these 2 points. Okay, so we have inflection point. So sinabi natin dito, or sinabi natin last time, we have y double prime is equal to 0 at the point of inflection. So at the point of inflection, y double prime is equal to 0, and given yung point of inflection, that is 1, 3. That is at 1, 3. So all we have to do is determine the first derivative and the second derivative of the function. So we have y is equal to ax cubed plus, or the bx squared plus cx, plus d. We have y prime is equal to 3ax squared plus, being the exponent is 2bx plus, c, derivative of d is constant, that is 0. That is the first derivative. For the second derivative, we have y double prime is equal to, this is 6ax, that is 2 times 3ax, plus, this is now 2b, and the derivative of c is constant, that will be 0. So sabi natin, point of inflection is at point 1, 3, and the value of the double prime at that point will be 0. So anong gagawin lang natin dito? Set this one to 0. So this is 0, 6a. What is the value of x at the point of inflection? Ano yung value ng x dyan? That is 1. That is, okay, kung makakonsider dito at 1, 3, the value of x equal to 1. So 6 times 1 plus 2b. We'll be having the equation 6a plus 2b is now equal to 0. or we can have the value of B is now equal to, okay, 6 divided by 2 is 3 transpose, that is equal to negative 3A. Okay, so may equivalent na tayo ng B in terms of A. The same with C kanina in terms of A. So, ganun lang yung gawin ninyo, express into one variable kapag medyo marami tayong unknowns. Okay, and the last given na hindi pa natin nagagamit is yung inflectional tangent. So, inflectional tangent is equal to 4x minus y is equal to 1. If we are to convert this in the slope intercept form, y is equal to mx, okay, plus b. Okay, we have transpose, that is the same as y, transpose, positive, negative, that is 4x minus 1. So we have the slope of the tangent line should be equal to, should be equal to 4. And yung inflectional tangent na yan, dadaan siya sa point of inflection. Di ba? Inflectional tangent passes through the point of inflection. That is at 1, 3. Okay, so we have the slope of the tangent line is 4. So ano ba yung definition natin ng slope pagdating sa differential calculus? That is the same as the y prime. So y prime is equal to 4. We have the equation of y prime. Ito yun. The equation of the y prime is equal to 3ax squared plus 2bx. So y prime is equal to 3ax squared plus 2bx plus c. Okay? We have a slope of 4 is now equal to 3a. What is the value of x at that point? The inflectional tangent. Saan siya dadaan? So point of inflection. This is x and y. So it is at x equal to 1 squared plus 2 times b times 1 plus plus c. You have the equation 4 is now equal to 3a plus 2b then plus plus c. So this will be I think the fourth equation supposedly, since we have 4 unknowns. So we have now, this is the same as 4 equal to 3 times a plus, we have 2 times, what is the equivalent of b? Equivalent of b is at negative, this is negative 3 times a. Okay, plus, what is the equivalent of c? The equivalent of c is now at, that is the same as 2 minus a. So as you can see, in this equation, we have now a single unknown, that is a. We have now, this is 4 is equal to 3 times a. This is minus 6a plus 2 minus a. Okay, so we are to combine similar terms. This is 4 transpose. We have 4 minus 2. Okay, then this is 3a minus 6a is negative 3a minus a is negative 4a. We'll be having the value of a as, ano ito? 4 minus 2 is 2 divided by negative 4. So we have the value of a will be equal to negative 1/2. Okay, yan yung mauuna. So we have the value of a as negative 1/2. We'll be having the value of b. The value of b is, ito yan. The value of b is equal to negative 3a and the value of a is negative 1/2. So the value of b is now equal to positive 3 over, positive 3 over 2 na tayo dito. Negative times negative. Okay, the value of c, we have the value of c is now equal to twice 2 minus, this is 2 minus negative a. Okay, so 2 minus a is the same as 2 minus negative 1/2. This is the same as 2.5. The value of c is the same as 5 over 2. Positive 5 over 2 na yan. Okay? Then lastly, ano pa yung hindi pa natin nakukuha? The value of D. Saan tayo magsasubstitute for the value of D? I think babalik tayo dun sa initial equation dito. Okay, wala na ba tayong ibang option? I think. Or do we have any other equation? Parang wala. Yes, I think wala tayong nailagay na isolate si D. At meron ba kanina? I think we have the first one. Ay, yung at negative 1. That is, negative 1 is equal to negative A. Yan tayo. Plus B. Minus C. Plus D. I think this is the first equation. Substituting negative 1, negative 1. Yan yata yung kanina. Okay, this is negative 1 equal to, this is negative 1 half plus, we have the value of B is 3 over 2 minus the value of C is 5 over 2 plus D. So to simplify, multiply all terms with 2. So this is now negative 2, positive na to, plus 1, that's positive 1. Then plus 3. Okay, then minus 5 plus 2D. Okay. So we have now, this is now 2D is equal to negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3 plus 3. Ano ba yan? So negative 2, negative 3, negative 6. This is negative 6. Okay, plus transpose, negative 5 transpose plus 5. So we have this now 2D is equal to negative 1. Okay, divided by 2. Okay, the value of D is equal to negative 1 half. Okay, so kompleto na yung mga values natin, A, B, C, and D. So to complete the equation of the curve, this is y is equal to ax cubed plus the bx squared plus cx plus plus d. We have the value of y is equal to negative 1 half x, that is for a 1 half x cubed plus the value of b is 3 over 2 x squared. The value of c is plus positive 5 over 2 x plus plus d. So we may eliminate the denominators by multiplying with 2. If the equation 2y is equal to negative x cubed plus 3x squared plus 5x plus ito yung value ng d kanina. The value of d is negative 1 half. So this is minus 1. So this is the actual equation of the curve. Okay, so yun naman yung mga kailangan nyo i-consider dito. You have to use first derivative kapag nagdi-deal ka ng slope. Second derivative naman for the y double prime, set it to 0 to determine the point of inflection. Okay?